What's going on, guys? It's Red Bull Tanker, and welcome back to Axis and Allies 1914. This is turn 4 for the French. Alright, we are in the months of August 1915 to January 1916. Alright, starting off with the Austrians. The Austrians had 29 to spend. They bought 5 infantry and 3 artillery. They did one thing of combat. They continued to fight the Russians for the Ukraine. Excuse me. They were able to kill 1 Russian infantry, and then the Russians were not able to get any hits. Now, with Italy in the war, on the non-combats, the Austrians are moving their forces in to counter the ever-growing Italian army that is growing up here in Venice. And at the end of the turn, then Austria deployed 2 infantry and an artillery in Vienna, and then 3 infantry and 2 artillery in Bohemia. And at the end of the turn, the Austrians collected 28 plus 2 that they saved for 30. Russia, 17. They bought 5 infantry, saved 2. Only had 1 combat. They counterattacked again in Austria. Sorry, guys. The Russians scored 5 hits on the Austrians, killing 5 infantry, while the Austrians were able to get 3 Russian infantry and 2 Russian artillery. So everyone hit. Both sides got 5 hits on that one. And then on the non-combat, the Russians moved forces into Poland. Excuse me. Moved some forces into Russia. And then deployed in Moscow. And at the end of the turn, collected 15 plus the 2 they saved for 17. Germany had 35 to spend. Overall, they bought, 9 infantry, 10 infantry, and an artillery, and saved 1. They did have some combat this turn. They did attack in Poland, where they killed 2 Russian infantry and a Russian artillery, while the Russians killed 3 German infantry. And then the only other attack Germany made was they moved out of Nigeria and liberated Cameroon. I'm sorry, guys. I've been having a runny nose lately, so I apologize for the sniffling, and my voice probably sounds pretty bad, so I might have to take a break after this video for a couple days until I'm feeling a little better. So then they walked into Cameroon, and then Germany didn't really have any non-combats, and then here in Silesia, then for their deployments, they deployed a militia here in German East Africa. In Silesia, they did 2 infantry and artillery. In Alsace, they did 3 infantry, and up in the Ruhr, they did 4 infantry. And then at the end of the turn, Germany collected 35 plus the 1 they saved for 36. All right, France. We have 29 to spend. Oh, I didn't put my purchases out. But we are going to buy 5 infantry and 3 artillery. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm going to try and get through this and try not to do much more. All right. So, our 1 combat for roll, we're going to try and finish off the Congo real quick now that Germany's is getting more forces has put some more forces in Africa. So we have 2 at 2. All right, we got the hit. And then the Germans have 1 at 3. And the Germans hit 2. So we lose 1. They lose 1. I gotta get a French roundel. But we will take the Congo for 1 IPC. I'll just quickly do that right now. So we go up 1, back to 29. All right, and then next, so that's our only combat for the turn. The rest is non-combat / walk-ons. So what we are going to do is we're going to take our transport here and go 1, 2, and then take our infantry, go across, and activate Portuguese East Africa for another 1 IPC. So we'll go from 29 to 30. And then I need to grab something real quick for the next move. The next non-combat move we are going to take 2 infantry from Portugal, put it on the transport, and then they're going to go 1, 2 into C-Zone 17. I can't really see C-Zone 17. I'm trying to back up as much without falling off the table. So into C-Zone 17, and the French are going to activate Albania for the Italians, which will give the Italians also 1 infantry, and move the Italians up 2 IPC from 14 to 16. And get this neutral guy out of here. And then our other non-combats. Whoa. The guys in Burgundy are going to the army card in Alsace. Everyone in Paris is going to Burgundy. This fighter, oops, I forgot to put this transport over in 17. And then I got to put an infantry here on Portugal. And then the fighter will just go to the army card as well. So we have a pretty big army building up in the Alsace region, especially considering now, starting next turn begins the 2 turns of 1916, where we have to do the mandatory offensives, or else we're going to have to pay 8 IPC for not launching attacks along the Western Front. So we still have that to contend with, but we will have to contend with that when we get to it. All right, so then, like I said, okay, so our purchases. So in Paris, we are doing 4 infantry. And what was that, 3 artillery? Yes. 3 artillery. And then we are deploying a militia infantry here in French Equatorial Africa. And then, yeah, that'll be it. So then at the end of the turn, France will collect 30 IPC. All right, so that's going to be it for the French. And probably be a couple days while I try and get myself to feel better. But then we will see you guys next time for the U.S. So until then, guys, as always, take care.